Hello and welcome to the new format of Patrick Ranft and me, Doña Barça, to the new project called the 5 to 4s. Hey,
So,
Patrick, say hi to the new audience and tell me who you are.
so, yeah, I'm Patrick. I live in the middle of Germany. So I'm trying to teach the ukulele. For, so I started 3 years ago. So and have my own website is a German website. So it's ukulele in 12 Wochen. So it means you can learn the whole program in 12 weeks. So this is what I try to teach you and all the things. And I try to give you maybe the Kimo Hase style. So I spend a lot of time on Hawaii. So I try to do it every year, of course. And I'm still in contact with Kimo, and I'm trying to get deeper in the Kimo style and show you how it works.
Yeah, and especially I think Chemo style is the most warm-hearted and more authentic ukulele style. And it looks so easy and soft. And I think it's most of the smoothest style of playing for those people who do not know chemo. Or how would you explain chemo style?
Yeah, so it looks easy. It looks easy and soft, but yeah, actually it's not. So you
No, definitely not. I got my first lesson from you with chemo style, and it's a
yeah
big, big change because I prefer the Spanish direction and it's more rough or more impulsive, like the Spanish people are. And my roots are Spanish, so I must be impulsive anyway. And to be vice versa, to be more smooth and gentle and plain.
yeah
But maybe we can combine it in our further tutorial, the Spanish direction, what I promoted in the mix of chemo style, so that we get more smoothness inside our playing. But before we start to get in the new style, we should start from the beginning. So the people who want to learn the baritone ukulele, the mood like the D, G, B, E mood, and that they also can start with a regular tenor or soprano ukulele tuned with a low G, so they can use pretty the same keys.
yeah. So this is what we
And
have here. So you have the baritone. I have a normal tenor with
mhm,
a low. Just I use the wounded G string.
me too, I prefer the wounded. It hurts better on the finger.
Yeah, and this is by the way for the very important for the chemo style. So you have for the chemo style you need the little scratch. You have so this is the most important part. So for example, the song "Love." So this is the sound I want to hear from
Yes,
this style.
and I prefer his triplet strum, this technique. I love it. I saw it from a video from it, and I tried to use this technique, and now it's one of my fav techniques to play the chords and the melodies, because it's more smooth and more. For me, it's an overwhelming sound, but
Yeah, that's right.
tastes are different.
Yeah.
Is it too loud? Because I can close the window because outside the trucks are driving, or you can hear me clearly.
So yeah, sure.
Oh, okay, good. So, okay, before we go ahead with talking, but I think our audience or viewers or pals, they want to know who we are and what we are trying to teach. So, like I promoted, we have a classical student teacher situation so that everybody can find himself or herself in the tutorials. Oh, she makes the same mistakes, and the teacher knows it better, but sometimes the student too. And I do the repetition about the cage system, but only short, because if the people want to learn the complete cage system, it is tutorial number 62 and 63 on my channel. So if we want to play different chord shapes of the C, we have the caged system, which means we use the chords or the chord shape C, A, G, E, and D. So if we play the regular C chord, we play like this. Then we put the extra note, the G. It's the third fret. And we move up, and the next key of the cage system is the A, and we use the A shape. Oops, and like you hear my ringing sound, I'm not very good in using the chords. You have the next C. Then you go, because this is the highest note, then you go in the next shape, which is the G, and you use this little distance, and you have your G, and this is the next C shape. Then E comes up, you use the highest position of the note, and you use the E shape, and you have the next C. And now here comes my enemy. We play the D shape. So we use our index and go up, and now I think it will sound horrible. Oh,
Oh, that sounds good.
it sounds good. This is the last version of the C shape, in this case, the D shape. But I think it is too fast today, my short explanation of the cage system. Go back to the video 62 and 63 because I want to do a short repetition. And now you told me you have a better idea how we can work out the cage system.
Yeah. So it's not really an easy idea for the whole system. So your explanation was good. So your explanation of the cage system was pretty clear. But just imagine if somebody check out your video and sees what are you doing here, for example. So the theory is pretty clear, but whoa, it's a bar chord.
The little bastard.
Yeah. So and yeah, and for maybe for a beginner, for example, it's the barcode is the first enemy of the whole game here. Yeah. So and for me, I think it's pretty important to train the barcode to get more deeper in the whole system. Yeah. So, um, so and I can recommend everybody to play the whole chords. So it's I have just a normal tenor, so low G. This is your G. It's my C on a normal tenor. So if you play the open chords, for example, C, A minor, F, and G7. So I recommend you to play these chords without your index finger. So use the pinky for a C chord, the ring finger for the A minor. Leave it here. Just put the middle finger on the E string and go to G7 without the index finger. So this trains your fingers that are a bit weaker than your index finger. So and that makes it easier to play the whole thing. So maybe here. So you can play it everywhere. So it doesn't matter where you play it. So
But you have a barcode then.
Yeah, you have the barcode. Barcode. You have the barcode.
Your barcode.
No, I mean chord.
What do I pay?
Yeah,
Normal.
yeah, and yeah, especially the pinky. Yeah, so it's pretty important to train your pinky for the G7, and if you change all the scales here.
So you're talking also about now movable chords.
Yeah, sure.
Because if somebody is a newbie, he or she wouldn't know what you mean because you can play the F here and then it would be the F sharp here.
Yeah,
Why
but
did
it's
I say
still
F? I mean C. Now you were confusing me. C for the baritone, and then it's C sharp. Yeah,
yeah,
and so on
right.
and so on. So maybe that, and also the D7 chord here, and I move up, and then I have another version of an E.
Yeah,
But in this
maybe
case,
check out the
I would use the E
yeah,
here. But you can do it if you want, because then you can do chord extensions. But this would be a new format or a new episode to explain.
yeah, right.
So, just as an example, I play the G here, and then I go up to the E minor, and I have to use instead the ring finger, and then I go to the C, and then I can jump down and stay in this direction and play the D7.
Right. So in my opinion, it's the best workout for your fingers.
Yes, and you can think also, if you you did the classical ukulele progression, now the G, the E minor, the C, and the D7. I think it's also somewhere over the rainbow, or Stand by Me, or I don't know. Many songs are in this progression, and otherwise, you have also the chance to think about, when you play a song, how you come easier to the next chord with less finger drum or so.
Yeah, yeah. So just leave one finger there. So the A minor leave. So let your ring finger there, and just put the middle finger here there. So and if you go from F to G7, leave the middle finger there, and just move two fingers to the G7. So when you have always you have always one finger. So maybe this is from A minor to F. So this is the boss.
Mm-hmm.
He stays there. So and from F to G7. So the boss is now my middle finger. So he stays there, and I only have to put two fingers down.
Mm-hmm. Oops, and I should do the stretch with the ring finger up. It's impossible, like you say, a good example, because but it should be the regular situation, student and teacher, like I told you, and then
Yeah,
jump
always
down
remember this.
the spider.
Yeah, always remember this to stretch your fingers.
I do this scenario or this finger thing for about 2 years, but maybe it is my atrophy. I do
Yeah,
the stretch always, and I do like, so you see, it goes slowly, and I do it for 2 years, so no clue why it doesn't change. But maybe next tutorial, more stretching tips or advices. So we see. So any
yeah,
other advice how people or students can learn the chords easier, or just use the stretch and practice the chords now like this, and they, okay, if I want to play instead the C, a C sharp, I move up and use a bar chord, and D, and so on and so on. Maybe that should
yeah,
be a
right.
good practice situation. So what do you think we do for the next tutorial? Stretch?
Yeah, maybe stretching more, more finger workouts,
Yeah.
like the spider,
Yes.
or this E minor
Ah,
is yeah, right.
yeah. Okay, that would be interesting for the next tutorial. Yeah. Okay, so we have a new thing to explain. And if our new students or viewers have more questions, leave a comment below and ask us for further student and teacher situation. And maybe next lesson you have your strings in the tuning of D, G, B, E, that the people are not irritated that you're talking about a G7 and I talk about a D7 chord. So maybe we have to talk also about the circle of fifths, that the people can sing clear in the circle of fifths distance of the chords.
Yeah, right. So
Great.
we will see.
So I appreciate our first lesson. I hope our students too. And see you next Saturday.
Cool. See ya.